In a major disclosure on corruption in the judiciary, Justice Markandeya Karju, former judge of the Supreme Court and current chairman of the Press Council of India, has claimed that 10 years ago, an additional judge of the Madras High Court, who had several allegations of corruption against him, was not sacked owing to pressure mounted by a Tamil Nadu-based party on the UPA government. And for more on that, let's now go across to my colleague Nidhi Razdan.
Well, quite a sensational disclosure there by Justice Markandeya Karju this morning. He joins us now on ndtv. Justice Karju, thank you very much for speaking to us today, sir. My first question is really on your expose this morning, which has created quite a debate and quite a stir. If you could give us more details on this particular case, sir, and what exactly happened.
You see, what happened was that I went to Madras High Court as Chief Justice in November 2004. At that time, this additional judge was there, and several people informed me that he is indulging in corruption. So I went and told the Chief Justice of India, Justice Lahoti, that this is the information I am getting. So please get a secret IB inquiry made. And on my suggestion, Justice Lahoti got that inquiry made, and the IB report came that he is indulging in corruption. On receiving this report, this man should have been sacked, because you see, he was only an additional judge, not a permanent judge. Additional judges are normally given a term of 2 years, after which they may or may not be confirmed. But to my utter shock, I came to know he has been given another 1-year term as additional judge. Now, when the adverse IB report was there was no justification for giving him another term of 1 year as additional judge. And later on, Justice Lahoti retired, and Justice Sabarwal also, I think, once or twice gave him terms as additional judge. And then Justice Sabarwal retired. Justice Balkrishnan became Chief Justice of India. He, in fact, made this judge permanent, although he transferred him to another High Court. What I came to know, that the reason for all this was that at that time the central government was the UPA government, which of course Congress was the largest party, but Congress did not have the majority in the Lok Sabha. It was dependent on the allies, and one of the allies was that Tamil Nadu party, whose leader had been given bail by this additional judge when this additional judge was a district judge in Tamil Nadu. And that leader of that political party of Tamil Nadu was a solid supporter of this corrupt judge. So this matter came to the 3-judge collegium of the Supreme Court. You see, for Supreme Court matters, it is a 5-judge collegium of the Supreme Court, 5 senior most judges, and for High Court matters, it is 3 judges. So 3 judges were Chief Justice of India, Justice Lahoti, Justice Sabarwal, and Justice Rumapal. They saw the IB report, and on that basis they recommended that he should not be continued as an additional judge. When that recommendation reached the central government, one of the allies was this Tamil Nadu party, of whose leader was supporting this corrupt judge. And I came to know, of course this is not in my personal knowledge, I must confess, this is what I was told, that when Manmohan Singh was at Delhi airport leaving for New York to attend the UN General Assembly session, the ministers of that ally of the Congress, the Tamil Nadu ministers, they told Prime Minister Manmohan Singh that by the time you come back, your government will have fallen, because we are going to withdraw support since you are not going to continue this corrupt judge. At that, I'm told Manmohan Singh panicked, but senior Congress minister told him, don't worry, I'll manage it, you go. And that Congress minister went to Justice Lahoti and said, sir, there will be a crisis if this judge is not continued. And then Justice Lahoti wrote a letter to the government of India saying that he should be given another 1 year additional judge. This was an improper compromise made by Justice Lahoti, because when there was an adverse IB report, how can you continue him? And then thereafter Justice Lahoti retired, Justice Sabarwal also got him his term extended.
So what seems
then
to be
Chief
a big
Justice of
worry
India,
here,
Balkrishnan, in fact confirmed him.
What seems to be a big worry here is that you're talking about not just political influence in the appointment of senior judges, but also that senior judges themselves, who are part of the collegium, Chief Justices of India no less, are also part of this system where you have people with doubtful credentials who are appointed to the Supreme Court or the High Court. That is what seems to be the main worry. It's a political influence as well as judicial interference.
I told you 3 Chief Justices of India made improper compromises. Justice Lahoti, who started it, then Justice Sabharwal and Justice Balkrishnan. 3 of them, and they were all Chief Justices of India making improper compromises.
Why do you
when
think
there was an adverse IB report? As I told you, the Congress government had as an ally this Tamil Nadu party, and the Tamil Nadu party threatened to withdraw support if that corrupt judge was not continued. And then that Congress minister came to Justice Lahoti and said there will be a crisis unless you continue, and then Justice Lahoti made that improper compromise.
Why would 3 former Chief Justices of India in the position that they are in compromise themselves in this way, as you say? Why would they do that?
Firstly, my answer is you go and ask them. Secondly, because what wrong they did, you should ask them. Secondly, you see, it all depends on who is the Chief Justice of India and who is the Chief Justice of High Court. The present Chief Justice of India, Justice Lodha, is a very upright judge. He would never have made those compromises. So it is not just being Chief Justice of India. It is who is that person who is Chief Justice of India? Is he going to surrender to political pressure, or is he not going to surrender to political pressure? There are Chief Justice of India who can surrender. There are some who will not surrender. So it all depends on that particular person. I can tell you, when I was Chief Justice of Madras High Court, the present Chief Minister Jayalalitha never put she was Chief Minister at that time also. She never put any pressure on me. She never told me to recommend somebody to be a High Court judge. But the other political party put tremendous pressure on me. They repeatedly, their representatives came and with a list of names, and I made inquiries. Many of those names were of persons who were not even seen in law courts. They were technically enrolled as lawyers, but they were not practicing as lawyers. They were party men, and the whole intention was to pack the Madras High Court with people of that party. So I did not surrender to that pressure. So
sir,
it all depends on who is the Chief Justice of India and
sure.
who.
But sir, as you say, you did not surrender to that kind of political pressure. But as you are accusing 3 former Chief Justices of India of doing the same, and yes, we will certainly ask them what happened. But what could be the motivation for it? Is part of the problem that even senior judges, even Chief Justices of India, look for post-retirement posts with the government? Is that part of the problem? What is the possible motivation for this? Why succumb to political pressure at that level?
I already told you, please ask them. I did not succumb. See, you ask them, how can I answer why did they succumb to political pressure? But the fact is that they did succumb, because when there was an adverse IB report saying that this man is corrupt, what was the justification of extending his term as a High Court judge? There was no justification. So all these 3 Chief Justices of India made improper compromises.
So the other big question that's being asked today is why you chose to go public with this disclosure today. It has been many years since this has happened, and you haven't said a word on it, yet you've chosen to go public with this today. Why now, sir?
Listen, there's a proverb in English, better late than never. The question is not why I did not make this disclosure earlier, why I'm making today. The question is whether what I'm saying is correct or not. Please investigate this. Supposing yes, I should have made it earlier, how does it matter? The point is, what I'm saying, is it correct or not? Concentrate on that instead of asking me why did I not say it earlier, why am I. That is not relevant so much.
It is relevant, sir, because it's a very serious issue. You have been a Supreme Court judge yourself.
No, I don't think so. I've answered you now. I told you now, I warned you. Don't now persist in this.
Sir, I do have a job to ask you questions, and it is a valid question.
Right,
why you did not go public with this earlier?
I'm sorry, I'm discontinuing this interview. I told you, and I'm sorry, I'm discontinuing this. Sorry, I'm very sorry.
All right. Well, Justice Markanday Karju, as blunt as ever and unwilling, it seems, to answer some of the more tough questions that are posed to him on why he chose to make this disclosure now. It's not the first time he's walked out of an interview with us here on ndtv and on other news channels, but he has made some very serious allegations against former Chief Justices of India, saying that they made improper compromises, but refusing to go into why he did not disclose this earlier.